Happiness. What a word. If you have to imagine happiness, the first thing is smile, right? So that's how you symbolize happiness. And the next symbol is this, right? A heart can be happy. But friends, when we think about this word happiness, there are a lot of different, I would say, words that come in. For some people, happiness could be success. For some people, happiness would be something else. It changes from time to time, and interestingly, it also changes in every phase of your life. As a child, happiness is getting that toy. As you become a teenager, it doesn't interest you. You want a Toyota. Later on, you say, okay, happiness could be earning more money, building my career, or getting admission in an Ivy League university. When you are 80, happiness is able to go to the toilet on your own. So think about happiness. Especially the youth will think happiness is equal to fame. Of course, it is to some extent, but I can tell you, research has proven too much fame is not good. Look at what happens when you're too famous. Ask famous people. So the point is that should we look at happiness a little bit differently? Yes. But before that, let me also tell you there are some common factors of happiness. It doesn't matter which age you are, which geography you are, which culture you are. For example, spending time with friends. If you're a school student or a person who is 60 plus, you still love to spend time with your friends, right? Second, having food when you are hungry. You can't say, because I'm an Indian, little food is enough. Kuch nahi. So it doesn't matter which kind of background you come from, there are some common factors. For example, nobody can be happy sleeping on a roadside. So basic, as we say, roti kapda makan. So it is important that you have basics of life and enough money at least for necessities. Of course, money, as they say, becomes greed after a point, but no money also is not good. So what I'm going to speak now is happiness from a different perspective, and that is leadership. How leaders can actually shape happiness. Now, leader means, there are different ways of understanding leadership. Political leadership is only one part of it. It could be leader of a school, like a principal. It can be leader of a community. It can be leader of a sports team. It can be leader of a police department. Or it could be leader who is a business leader. Leadership doesn't have a gender. So when we say leader, till now it was always looked at a male gender, not necessary. But now, can leaders make you happy? They can make you totally unhappy also. So it's very important to understand if you are a leader, you have a responsibility of making everybody happy. How do you do that? Let me go back to Indian scriptures. Our country has actually understood this word of happiness in a different context, even a spiritual and philosophical concept. The concept of happiness in India can go from being peaceful, being meditative, to giving back. So what is a leader supposed to do? Chanakya, as many of you must have heard, was a leadership guru, mentor for leaders. And in the Arthashastra that he wrote, there's a very famous quote, which is called a sutra. Sutra is like a formula. It says, Praja sukhe sukham rajnyaha prajanam cha hite hitam. It means praja, that is citizens or subjects. In the happiness of the subjects lies the happiness of the king. In the benefit of the subjects lies the benefit of the king. So again, king, I would say, can be queen also. Now look at this a little bit deeper. Two words, sukha and hita. Again, in Sanskrit language, happiness has got two different words. One is sukha and second is ananda. Sukha is something that is dependent on outside. Ananda is something that is dependent inside. You know, when we go to a place of worship, interestingly, we travel all the way, maybe climbing mountains or going on a long pilgrimage journey. But interestingly, when you see the form of God, you close your eyes. अरे जो देखने आए थे वहां पे आके आंख बंद कर रहे हैं. That means finally you see the God inside you. But let us not talk about the spiritual angle at this stage. Let's speak about how leaders who run an institution actually create happiness or unhappiness. So let's understand what is the duty of a leader. Leader has to be matured to understand happiness. Therefore, the word sukha, it's easy to understand, but hita, beneficial. What do you mean by beneficial? Initially, you may feel sad when rules are set on you. You have to come on time. If you don't come, you will be punished. Yet, in the long term, you understand that was really beneficial and you become happy. I'm sure as students, we don't like to get up from the bed, especially this winter season, right? But the mummy says, come on. So she is the leader of the house. Get up. No, mummy, 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes. There's a mummy who got very angry. She was waking up her son and saying, come on, you have to go to school. He said, Mama, 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, she comes, okay, get up, you have to go to school. In 5 minutes, Mama. Again, she comes and finally she got very angry. Get up, you have to go to school. At least you remember, you are the school principal. Now think about it, the boy gets up, actually he's a man. He says, Mama, I want to remind you I'm a school principal. I can decide when to go. So today if I do half an hour late, I can stay back half an hour late. Yet, that mother has gotten the identification that as a leader I have to wake up. Think about it, that what may be unhappiness for you, in the long run you understand. Today when we are forced to study books, subjects, we said, oh, but in the long term you say, wow, I think it made me what I am today. Leader has a role to understand what the subjects cannot understand. Discipline is a part of leadership. Interestingly, one of the qualities of a good leader is the ability of right punishment. Punishment, can it make you happy? It does in the long term. If you punish too much as a leader, you'll become a terror. If you don't punish, you'll be taken for granted. The right punishment for the right reason, for the right person at the right time gives you respect. Think about it. That leadership is a very responsible role. And as the movie Spider-Man says, with more power comes more responsibility. I'll fill in the gap now. With more power comes more responsibility to make people most happy. So you can't say responsibility. But responsibility of what? To give maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. Look at another instance when we are unwell and finally you go to a doctor. The doctor may decide to give an injection. Do you feel happy? Yet you know it's beneficial. It is not sukhakari, but it is hitakari. It is not immediate, but it is needed. And that wisdom only mature people can have. There's also in the law of economics a theory called law of diminishing value. So what gave you happiness today, the second object may not, and the third may not. Rasagulla. First one I was craving for that. Second, third, okay. 25th. I don't want to, what is gone inside also I want to take it out. So friends, this subject can go on and on and on and on. But I'll tell you one last formula of happiness from leadership. Keep working forever till you die. People think you have to keep working. Yeah, Work makes you happy. And let me tell you, you come to a point in leadership where you don't care for the results. You don't care for likes or subscriptions or forwards. You love it because, as they say in the Japanese culture, I found my ikagai. In the Indian culture, it said, I found my swadharma. I know this much, like I know how to write books. I keep writing books. Why? Fortunately, all my 24 books are bestsellers. It doesn't matter. Even though you got a formula, you keep writing. That's the joy of life. And that's real happiness. I'd like to tell you a story and wind up. A very interesting story about Shiva, Lord Shiva. So there was Lord Shiva, and there's a saying that he's got this instrument called Damaru, right? So there's a village, and there's a astrologer, and he could predict the future. So all the village people, especially the farmers, would come and consult him and saying that there's going to be bad times for the next 12 years. There's not going to be any rains. So somewhere you have to manage to start saving your water. And there is no point, even if you do everything, the rain gods are not going to shower any blessings on you. And that's also a strategy of leadership, preparing for the worst. So those people who work in good times actually don't have bad times. But bad times are coming. There's a very famous spiritual book in the Tamil culture called as Tirukkural. Thiruvalluvar. He says, those who see problems coming actually don't have problems. So basically you prepare for it. So now interestingly, all the villagers come together and say, Arey, theek hai, we'll see what to do. Maybe we can migrate from here. Maybe we'll save some water, rain, water harvesting, something we'll do. For 12 years, chutti. Nothing to work. But there was one farmer in that village. He used to still go to the farm every day. He used to plow and also decide to put the seeds. All the farmers came to him and said, listen, there's no point wasting our efforts, energy in doing something that will never have results. So you better relax for next 10, 12 years. We'll see what is to be done. We'll also help you. We are all in the same boat. But still the farmer goes as a lonely person, alone, and does farming every single day. His wife also says, kya ho gaya? But he says, the fact is that lifelong I have only done one thing, farming. And I don't know anything other than farming. And I enjoy farming. So let me continue doing that. Finally, they started thinking he's gone mad. And then, with all the concern, they come and say, listen, why are you doing this? We are very concerned about your mental health. And you know what he told? Something very deep. All of you are right. It is not that I'm mad. I understand your concern. But I have a problem which will become your problem. I have a problem which will become your problem. Tell me, what do you know? We also know farming. We are also farmers. You know what will happen? After 12 years, you will forget farming. But I will not. So you are concerned about me? Actually, I am concerned about you. Because the 12th year when the rain will finally come, you will not know how to farm. And interestingly, this story is heard by Parvati. And the wife will go and tell the husband everything, right? So immediately goes to Shiva and says, listen, there is this particular person. He believes that he has to keep farming. He's mad. Everybody is telling. But he's got an interesting point. He continues farming even though the rains are not going to be there. And the Shiva Lord is concerned. He says, according to the astrology is right. But, astrology also has a word. It's called upaya. If there's a problem, there's a solution. So Lord Indra will not shower the rains, but I have a technique. What is that technique? I have a damuru, right? If I play the damuru, it can rain. And he was told not to play the damuru for the next 12 years. And immediately Shiva takes the damuru and starts. And Parvati, why are you doing that? Maybe I'll forget how to play the damuru after 12 years. And it starts raining. So everybody goes and congratulates the farmer and saying that, because of you the rain came. Then no, it's not because of me. I know how to be happy in spite of the rains. If the rain had come, great, all of you are happy. If the rain had not come also, my water requirements were taken care. Isn't it true? So all of you are matured villagers. So the basic necessity of water, all of you planned. Therefore, the lesson is not that you only work for what you require. You keep working because you have nothing else to do but enjoy the work. So friends, there will come a time in our generation, and we'll see it in our lifetime, where the basic necessities may not be required. Somebody will provide, or the government will provide, or God will provide. Don't worry. Yet, can you get up every day in the morning at 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock. And start going, not because you have to go to work. Because if you're not waking up and going, something strange happens. A quality enters you. It's called alasya. I know people, and we have one sir sitting over here. Instead of being retired for 14, 15 years now, he still gets up in the morning at 5 and he's found his purpose. The question of happiness is to have something to be excited about so that you inspire others to work in spite of the results. Thank you.